Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks so much for stopping by and welcome back to Retro Rumble here on the Jimbo channel with me, the namesake, your host, Jimbo. I want to give a very special hell yeah and thank you very much to everyone who tuned into the premiere episode this past Monday of Retro Rumble. Thank you very much for the warm welcome, guys, and all the great feedback and comments. You guys had a lot to say and you were not afraid to voice your opinion as far as which one you thought was better. Some of you guys were on the fence, and gave points to both sides, but judging by the number of comments, guys, I think the Sega Genesis was definitely the pretty clear winner, as voted on by you guys, the viewers of the Jimbo channel, which was super cool and super awesome. Some of you had asked me, actually, PM-wise, which one that I would actually prefer. If you're asking me personally as a gamer, I was going to swing more towards the Super Nintendo for one very specific reason, and I had kind of sort of mentioned this in the video last week, that the Rushing Beat series, I think, is the single most underrated beat-em-up series in the history of beat-em-ups. Mainly because, you've got Rival Turf, which is a decent game, you got Brawl Brothers, which is definitely a step up, and then you've got The Peacekeepers, which is a freaking awesome game. If you have not played that for Super Nintendo, you need to check it out. It's definitely getting up there in price. It's like 60, 70 bucks. So, personally, I would go with Super Nintendo on that one. That's just me. More on the Turtles in Time side than the Hyperstone Heist. They're both really good games, but I just think Turtles in Time is just that much better. But anyways, you guys voted, you guys voiced your opinion, and Sega Genesis was deemed the winner by you. So thank you very much. So, on to this week's topic. Well, I thought we would kind of go off the beaten path, stray a little bit further from video games, and do something in the realm of films. But don't worry, we're going to get back to video games very soon. So I was scrolling through Netflix, and my DVD collection recently, and I happened to notice two movies that I liked very much were actually penned by the same guy. Those would be Big Trouble in Little China, starring Kurt Russell and Kate Cattrall. If you guys have never seen that, you definitely need to check it out. It is a freaking awesome movie. I'm sure most of you probably have. John Carpenter flick, man. It's one of the seminal flicks of the 80s. And on the other hand, we have Buckaroo Banzai, which was directed and written by W.D. Richter, who also wrote Big Trouble in Little China. So he's like the kind of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, joining those two movies together. And he, in my opinion, created two very iconic characters, at least in my eyes. On one hand, with Big Trouble in Little China, you got mullet freaking flapping in the wind Kurt Russell playing the almighty Jack Burton. Me. It's such a freaking awesome character. Just this rough and tumble trucker, man's man, not afraid of a fight, beer swilling, bet, gambling and everything. Just freaking a cool ass dude, just a badass. And then on the other side, you have Buckaroo Banzai, who's basically the 20th century version of Leonardo da Vinci. He's a brain surgeon, a rock star, a scientist, a nuclear physicist, an adventurer. I mean, he does everything, man, kind of like Da Vinci did. He had just kind of his hand in so many different pots that he was basically what's referred to today as a Renaissance man. The guy was just a master of all different types of crafts and a super brainiac type guy. So I'm going to ask you guys, the fans, which person do you think would win in a fight? Are you going to go with the rough and tumble, good old diehard American spirit in the Jack Burton corner? Or are you going to go with the guy who's going to be like 50 moves ahead, the super duper genius who's going to have the plan and the strategy with Buckaroo Banzai? But that's enough as far as what I think, guys. I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment. We got Jack Burton in the red corner, and we got Buckaroo Banzai in the blue corner. We're going to battle it out, and without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it on!